What's going on, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? It's your boy Artisan Kane here, coach of the Bad Lombres. Gonna do a quick TPL Wildcard game preview. For those of you just joining us, we were able to get the sixth seed, last seed, and make the playoffs. There's some unfortunate circumstances where a coach had to drop out, so we were next up. So kind of crappy the way we got in, but nonetheless we got in. And on our first week of the wild card game, we're gonna play Carolina Conkeldurrs, coached by Mads Marcus, my friend. He's a great coach. Played him a lot in our VGC league and the Side Quest league. He's very smart. He has a lot of great strategies when it comes to Pokemon, both singles and doubles. So what we'll do is we'll take a quick look at his team here first. As you can see there on the right, he's got Mawile, Primarina, Torkoal, Venusaur, Weavile, and Xatu. Now, Mawile was a recent addition for him. I forget who he dropped, but he picked up Mawile, which gives him another hard-hitting Fairymon, which is actually really huge because a couple weeks ago when we played him, Primarina was able to tear through my team. If you look at my team, I really don't have any Fairy resist, so those Moon Blasts hit really, really hard. So looking at that team, having the addition of Mawile, he gets another of the Fairymons. The other thing with Mawile, though, is that it's very slow. I think it's like base 50 speed. It's very slow, so that allows us to kind of take advantage of that. Mons like Dracovish can just get off of Fish's Rend before it can really do anything. And then Primarina, obviously it's a super bulky water Fairymon. It can run against me. It's a high chance that it's either going to be AV. It could be sub Calm Mind, which he ran against me a couple weeks ago, and had great success with that. I mean, or it just could be Specs. He could just go straight offense and just fire off Specs Moon Blasts. Then the next two mons we see Torkoal and Venusaur. Obviously a Sunsetter and a Chlorophyll Abuser. So that pairing is really, really powerful. Getting up the drought also means that Dracovish Fish's Rens don't hit as hard. So we have to be aware of that in the mid to late game if we're trying to get Dracovish going. Venusaur having that doubled speed in the sun is actually really, really important too for him, especially if he wants to do something like growth and get the attack and spatak raises. So if we can try to change the weather, most likely through a Dynamax move, like doing a Dynamax Geyser or a Mount Max Geyser, or Max Rockfall, whatever we can to try to change the weather to make things in our favor, that's definitely going to be a factor. Next we have Weavile, one of the fastest mons in the meta right now, base 125 speed. It can just be banded and just start hitting off crazy knockoffs and ice shards, icicle crashes. And because of that speed tier, it outspeeds everything. I don't have to really consider it ever being scarfed. I think 100% of the time he's going to bring Banded, which could be huge against my team also. And then his final mon is Xatu. Xatu is a really good screen setter, dual screens. It also has access to things like teleport, so it can get those screens up and then get a pivot out with the teleport. So we have to make sure that we can either get around that or just start making sure it won't be able to actually get those screens up. When we look at his team and we talk about potential leads, I think there's a really good chance that it's going to be Xatu to get those screens up. Also, Xatu having the magic bounce ensures that I can't get up Sticky Web or Stealth Rock with Xatu on the field. So that's something to keep in mind. It could lead with Torkoal, immediately get the sun up. He can try to get up Stealth Rocks also with Torkoal, or Mawile. Mawile can also get up rocks for him. So I think those are the three potential leads for Carolina. Now looking at my team, let's go through our squad here. First off, we've got Edelgard, the Piloswine. We're going to be running Oblivious this week. That's primarily to make sure we can't get taunted by Mawile. I don't think Weavile is going to be running taunt because I anticipate ban. But we want to make sure we're not taunted so we can get those rocks up. Obviously, you got to make sure Xatu's not on the field or that Xatu can switch in for those rocks. Running Adamant with max attack. Make sure our Icicle Shards are hitting hard. After running the calcs, we can potentially 2-hit KO Xatu and Venusaur with Ice Shards. Obviously, the Ice Shard priority is awesome with Piloswine being such a slow mon also. We have enough speed EVs to outspeed a 0 speed invested Primarina. That little bit of speed means that if Mawile is not invested in speed, we can outspeed it too. So while it's not huge that we outspeed Primarina, it's important to try to at least get some sort of damage on it. Because Primarina poses such a threat to the team, we want to make sure we can get off enough chip damage in any way we can. So if it means that Piloswine's on the field and Primarina comes in, if we can get in at least a rock slide, outspeeding it, potentially flinching it, stuff like that, just to try to chip away at Primarina. Next up, we've got Hilda, the Dracovish, Scarf, Strongjaw, Vicious Rend, Adamant. I mean, there's really not much to say about it. Can basically 1-2 hit KO everything on his team, which makes it a huge win condition. The only things that can really revenge kill it are Primarina and Weavile. Weavile with the banded moves, it's gonna outspeed it, and Venusaur and the Sun can do some damage, but Primarina can also revenge kill because it can take a Vicious Rend or it can take a Rock Slide and then hit back with a Moonblast, a 1-hit KOing Dracovish and stopping any sort of sweep. As mentioned with Venusaur, we want to make sure that the Sun is not up if Dracovish is in, because if the Sun's up, then that obviously totally destroys Dracovish's chances of sweeping. Because of the reduction in attack of the water move Vicious Rend. Moving on, we've got Lysithea, who is our Mandibuzz. We are running Leftovers, especially defensive. Toxic U-Turn, knockoff Whirlwind. Whirlwind helped a lot in our match a couple weeks ago to make sure that nothing could set up on it. That's kind of the primary function of Mandibuzz in this game in general, is just to make sure nothing is setting up. And if something is starting to set up, we can use the negative priority Whirlwind to get it out. That'll make sure that if it's a sub-Calm Mind Primarina, or if there's anything else like a Venusaur trying to get in some growths in, we can Whirlwind it out. And then, I've also got Toxic on there, so hopefully, if we can get a poison off on something like the Primarina, that would be great going forward. Next, we've got Claude, our Ribombi. Ribombi, I haven't run this set yet this season, or at least I haven't actually used it. Baton Pass Quiver Dance. We're going to try to dance up turn 1. Ribombi is going to be our lead. The only real matchup I see that we might not be able to turn 1 Quiver Dance is with Mawile. If it's running Taunt, we definitely don't want to dance and then get taunted, because then obviously we can't pass it, and then what's the point? So we would basically turn one quiver dance on everything but Mawile. If it's Mawile, that we have that U-turn there to get out of there. Put in something that can hit it hard, like Dracovish or something. But otherwise, that's kind of the plan, is to quiver dance and baton pass those quiver dances to our next mon here, Shamir the Hydreigon. So we're running Hydreigon with Lumberry, primarily because Torkoal has Yawn, Xatu can like Thunder Wave, Venusaur can Sleep Powder. You know, there's a lot of different options here that can really nerf what we're trying to do after that baton pass. So we got Lungberry on there to try to take advantage of that. We're running Modest at 92 speed. If you see our EV spread, the reason for that 92 speed is at +1 we outspeed Weavile. So if Weavile's locked into something like Knockoff or Icicle Crash, we can outspeed it. Obviously, if it's doing Banded Ice Shards, you know, the priority bracket's higher. It doesn't matter how much speed we have, that priority bracket is gonna take priority, obviously. So, and running the calcs, Banded Ice Shard does like 58 to 68%. So it can, so Weavile can come in and revenge kill Hydreigon. But the good thing with Hydreigon is that it kind of welcomes in those Fairy Mons because of that 4 times weak to Fairy. So if Primarina comes in on Hydreigon after the baton pass, we're running Shockwave, Flamethrower, Taunt, Hydro Pump. That Electric, Water, Fire kind of covers our bases. Shockwave allows us to 2-hit KO Primarina. So on the first turn we use Max Lightning on the Primarina, it's going to take a huge chunk out, and then the next turn we can get rid of the Primarina. Is ideally the situation that we want. Again, it's a huge win condition to make sure Primarina is taken care of. That way we can try to play around the rest of his team. And then finally we have Wobbuffet, Raphael the Wobbuffet, running basic Shadow Tag Trapper type set with Citrus Berry. We're calm at 252 defense, so we're defensively investing. That's mainly for Weavile. Now, even with all that HP and all that defense, Weavile Banded still has the potential to one-hit KO with Knockoff. Knockoff has like a 12% chance of OHKOing Wobbuffet, which is a wild calculation. Hopefully, it doesn't come to that kind of last worst case scenario type of thing. But Wobbuffet in a mid-late game can help us take care of some of the tougher Mons if they're in the middle of setting up, or just trying to revenge kill anything by trapping it, and then using counter or mirror coat, also encoring and Destiny Bond for if something's choice locked, you can Destiny Bond and the next turn take it down with you. So that's what we're looking at here. I think we've got a decent chance here against Marcus. We had played him a couple weeks ago. As I said, we did not win that matchup. Primarina went on a tear and really just tore holes in the team. He was able to identify the threats like Piloswine, making sure that we didn't get rocks up, stuff like that. So we're gonna run this here, and I'm not really too big a fan of Baton Pass, to be honest, but because we're so weak to Fairy, I think it's giving us our best chance in this first round playoff game against Marcus. All right, guys, so that's kind of the thought process here for this team build, and hopefully you will see us soon when we have the game premiering. Thanks. See ya.